Hello and welcome to T-shirt design course. This is lesson number 7, creating an amazing fitness t-shirt design. So let's go ahead and get started with our work. So to start off with this lesson, let's go ahead and first create our new first document here in print A4 size. Let's go ahead and create it. Now, once this is created, I have downloaded a free vector image from freepik.com. I will go ahead and import that first, then we'll get started. Now I have imported it, as you can see over here. Let me go ahead and first set our zoom to fit to screen, then move our art towards the left side, and I'm going to move this towards the right. Now once you drag and import this in, you can go ahead and do embed. So once you embed it, it will turn into a vector file, as you can see. Now you will have the vector line traces as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first select the shape builder tool. So the shape builder tool is over here. There you go. And then as you can see, the background is selected. So I'm going to hold down Alt. As you see, the minus sign came up on the mouse pointer. So I'm going to left click on it. Then it will delete the background. I'll do the same for this, and I'll do the same for this. There you go. Now while this is selected, I'm going to go ahead and press Ctrl, Shift, and G. That has now ungrouped everything. As you can see, this has been ungrouped over here, but this is a black background. What I need is basically to create a shape so that I can color in the shapes over here. So I'm going to go ahead and press Ctrl G again to group it. Now once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and select the shape builder tool again. But as you see, the shape builder tool will select the entire image now. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo everything, and I'm going to erase this. Now each and every segment here is different. As you see, the black segment is one object, this is one object. So now if I were to just click on this and use my selection tool, and before that, if I were to ungroup it, deselect and select this, as you see now, this is a separate object, separate vector. So I'm going to go ahead and press Ctrl Z to undo everything, select this, and then use the shape builder tool to basically separate all the white parts of this image. Now if I were to ungroup it, let me just first check if everything is all right. Yes, everything is all right. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing it using the shape builder tool. So I'm going to select the face as well. I do not need to select the eyes because the eyes are white. So I'm not going to select the eyes. Now this one as well. And 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 this one as well over here. This line over here. This line over here. This line over here. This line over here. Then this line over here. Then this segment. The more, as all of these are grouped together, the more I do it, the more separate vectors are being generated with the shape builder tool. That's why it's taking up more progress, taking up more resources for your computer. Now let's move on to the right side over here and do basically the same with everything. Now I'll do everything and I'll get back. Now I have completed separating all the layers and all the vectors of this entire vector file. And one way that you can see and manage if all of your parts have been separated or not is to expand this and expand this under this group to see if all of these are separate or not. Now, if I were to, let's say, ungroup it by pressing Ctrl Shift and G, I can go ahead and select and to see if my entire separate parts are like different or not. As you can see, there you go. So all of them have been separated. So I'm going to go ahead and press Ctrl G again to regroup them, and then I'm going to go ahead and select over here, fit on screen, and then I'm going to add this towards the center of our artboard. Now what I will do is basically press Ctrl Shift and G to ungroup them, use a rectangle tool over here, create one rectangle, two rectangle. Now the reason why I created these two boxes is to basically use them as color pickers. So I'm going to select this, use this, and go ahead and grab a color which is like a skin tone. So this is more like a skin tone over here, this color. Or you can go to color swatches as well. Over here, you can go to color swatches as well. And you can select the colors from here as well. As you can see, there are skin type colors over here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this color. Okay. Then I will add another color for the metal bars over here. So a metallic color. So I'm going to go ahead and select this, go to color swatches, go ahead and select a metallic color or grayish color. As you can see, this one works pretty well. Now, the reason for me to do this is basically when I select this and use the color picker tool over here to select this, I can color them. That's how easy it is to color. So I'm going to go ahead and color all of this in using the swatch and by left clicking on them. So I'm going to select this, select this, select this, select this, and using the color picker tool, I can also go ahead and select this as well. There you go. So I'm going to select all of this and use the color picker tool and basically color them in. As you see, there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and select this, select this, select this, select all of our metal bar parts over here. Use the color picker tool and basically add that color in. This one as well, and this one as well. Now I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to select all of this by holding down Shift and then left clicking on them. Now the entire artboard got selected. Let's select this. So, as you see, this has not been separated, so I'm going to use this. Now the reason why this came out as black because the fill color was black. So I'm going to go ahead, use the selection tool, select this part, and use the color picker tool over here to recolor that. That part as well did not get separated, so I'm going to use the, go ahead and use that. I'm going to go stop for that one. Then press Ctrl Shift G to ungroup everything. I'm going to press Ctrl G to group everything together again and basically move it. Select everything over here. Ctrl G to group them together and move it to C. Then using that, I need to create that shape over there. Now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and select this. So use the selection tool and realign it back towards the center of our artboard. And fit the screen over here. Then zoom in again. Select all of this. Press Ctrl Shift G. Press Ctrl Shift G again. Ungroup everything. As you can see, this has now been separated. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Select all of this again. Use the color picker tool to basically change everything. As you can see, this part also has not been yet selected as a different shape. So I'm going to go ahead and build this shape as well. Now that once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and select all of this separately again. And fill it in with the grayish color. There you go. Now basically our vector image has been completed with the editing. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete these squares or rectangles because we do not need them anymore. Now, but before everything else, I feel like that color of I do not need needs to be changed. So I'm going to go ahead and change the color to, let's say, yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and select it to yellow. There you go. So there it is. Now I'm going to add in more text. So we have I do not need therapy. Now I want the other text to be on front. So I'm going to open up a new layer, put it on top of our other layer over here. And then I'm going to add text while this layer is active. So the text that I want is I do not need therapy. I just need to go to the gym. So let's go ahead and add more text. I do not need therapy. I just need to go to. Now I'm going to expand this. Now the color over here, I'm just going to select this, use the color picker tool and select this. There you go. I just need to go to. Now I'm going to go ahead, go to object, then expand again. And I'm going to put it at the center like this. And I'm going to rescale it up. Realigning it to the center. There you go, like there. But it still looks very mundane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, the layer 2 over here. As you see, this is a group which I've selected, and I'm going to copy it and move it, drag it along this side. Now, as you can see, two groups have been selected. So this group, I want to move it below that one and go ahead, remove our border or our stroke and change the color to black over here so that it gives like a shadowy effect. Now, if you want to blur this shadowy effect, you can go to effect over here, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur. 5 pixels is very good. There you go. Now I'm going to select both of this and then group them together so that if I were to move them, as you can see, I can move them like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to go ahead and select this, but before that, let me just delete our guidelines because we do not need them anymore. Now I'm just going to use this and do the same. As you see, this is a group. I'm going to drag it along like this. There you go. And then move this one below that one. And while selecting the text below, I'm just going to remove or add in black color as fill and remove the stroke. And then go to effect, blur, Gaussian blur, 5 pixels, preview. Okay. Then I'm going to select both of them and group them together. There you go. Now I have this. Now I just need to go to we need one word, and that is the. So let's go ahead and create another text. THE, there you go. Now I'm going to align it. But first, let me go ahead and select this one. There you go. And then increase the size, put it towards the center of our artboard. There you go. But I want to change the color for this one. So before that, what I would want to do is create gym, the word gym. Let's say the word gym will be right over here. Right over here. Then I would want to select this, select this, select this, and select this. So once I've selected this, I will change the alignment to selection and then realign them vertically so that they are all evenly spread out together. So for that, I will do the same thing. I will create it like this, and I will move the previous one below this one. There you go. Now I will select the bottom part. As you see, this is selected. I'll select the bottom part and then change the stroke to black. There you go. Not that one. I'm talking about this one. This and this. So let me change the text over here to gym. There you go. So we have two does over here. This is the one at the bottom. So I want to keep that one at the bottom and change the shadow and change the stroke to none. And then add in a Gaussian blur effect. There you go. And for the previous one, I want to change the color for it to something like neonish. So let's go for this one. Then group them both together. There you go. They're grouped together. Now for gym over here, I want to do something different. I want to add a 3D effect to gym. No shadows. So what I will do is basically go to effect over here, then 3D. Then extrude and bevel. You have also revolve. So if I were to select revolve, wait for the visibility, wait for this to finish up. There you go, it will revolve like that. Let me just change the perspective a bit. As you can see, there you go. It's revolving the visibility. There you go, but this doesn't look that much good, so I'm going to go ahead and press cancel and go for just a normal 3D effect. Extrude and bevel. And as you can see, we have that now. I want this to be a little bit front like this. There you go. And you have bevel, you have classic bevels over here. There you go. You have complex one over here. You have cove over here. These are like different forms of 3D effects that you can give onto your text. So I will just go fast forward it to when it gets rendered. But before, yeah, it just got rendered. I want the normal one. And there you go. And also you can add the extrude depth as well. So let me just keep it as it is and press OK. Then go to object, go to expand, but I cannot expand it anymore because it is like that. So I'm just going to keep it like this. There you go. I just want to go to the gym. And then move it a little bit towards the bottom over here and change the color to, let's say, red. Okay. And there you go. We have it like that. Now let's go ahead and export this to Adobe Photoshop on our mockup to see how it looks like. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to press, but before that, I want to unlock the layer over here so that I can select those objects as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything, press Ctrl C, Then open up Photoshop, open up our mockup, and input it there to see how it looks like. So let's go ahead. So we have opened up our t-shirt design over here, mockup, and I'm going to go ahead and go open up our smart object over here. I'm going to disable the view, and then I'm going to go ahead and press Ctrl V as I've copied everything and basically paste this over here. Now I'm just going to close this, press yes, and then it will show up over here. As you can see, this looks perfect. But now let's go ahead and go to the blending options to see what kind of things we can do with the blending options. So here we have the blend mode set to normal, which is good for a very bright image. Then we have the first segment over here are for like brighter background effects. So we have darken over here, we have multiply over here, we have color burn over here, we have linear burn over here, we have dark color over here. Now each and every one of this looks good, but we also have hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. Luminosity will make everything black and white, which also works for this design as well. You have color over here, but this does not go that much good. You have divide over here, also not good. You have subtract over here. Now this basically inverts your image. Now as you can see here, it also looks very good on our t-shirt, the design, as you can see. You also the difference here as well. You have hard mix as well, you have pin light as well, which also works good. You have linear light, this also works good. You have vivid light, you have hard light, this also looks good. So you have soft light or an overlay, but the hard light looks much more popping and eye-catching, so we're going to go with hard light. There you go. And let's lower down the opacity to, let's say, 80%. There you go. 80% seems to be okay. So I'm going to press OK, zoom out a bit and see. Now, as you can see, it looks very wonderful. Now I will go ahead and select the t-shirt color over here, the fill color over here, select the brush tool, set it to black color over here to see how it looks like in a black t-shirt background. Now you can go ahead and change the color to any kind of color and see how it looks like in any kind of color for any kind of t-shirt color, that is. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the blending options, then change it to much more for black backgrounds. So under the blending options over here, if you were to go to the second part over here, these are for the black background. And if you go to exclusion over here, difference over here, as you can see, it still looks the same. Exclusion looks very good. Subtract doesn't look good. Divide also gives like a different kind of effect. This also looks good on our t-shirt design here, something unique, as you might say. If I were to increase the opacity, it doesn't look that much good, but if I were to decrease the opacity to 8 and keep it like at 80% or 75%, it still looks good. I'll keep it at 100. So let's go to linear light, pin light. As you can see, it doesn't look that much good. So for black backgrounds, the second segment over here, not the third segment, I mean, the third segment over here works the best. You have lighten over here, which goes really well with our design here. So I'm going to select lighten over here for the black t-shirt. And as you can see, there you go. We have our fitness style t-shirt design right over here. And it looks amazing. That will be all for this lesson, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.